Hey, what's up guys, it's Alex or Noobslayer here. Today, I have a little tutorial how to use OBS Studio to record pretty much any game you want. Anyway, go to the link in the description to obsproject.com, download it for either Windows, Mac or Linux, install it, open it, and this is the screen you should be greeted with. Once it's open, you're going to come down here to Settings. You pretty much leave all of this on default and go straight to the Output tab, where you then go to Recording and change the output mode from Simple to Advanced. In Recording Path, click Browse and choose where you want your recordings to go. If you want to separate your mic and gameplay, then you can tick Audio Track 1 and 2, but if you're fine with them being together, then you can just select one. Encoder, if you have a NVIDIA graphics card, try and pick NVENC New. If that's not there, pick NVENC. And if you can, with AMD, pick whatever it says for the AMD equivalent. Alright, now down here, rate control, pick CBR. If you're doing 1440p, pick 60,000. Now you can experiment with this a bit, but for 1440p, I go with 60,000. And for 1080p, I usually go for about 40,000. But honestly, a range from 10 to 40,000 for 1080p would probably work well. And then pretty much copy my other settings here. They're not going to make too much difference. The preset though, you can change that to whatever you want. I don't think it really matters. For desktop audio, just leave that on default, and for mic/auxiliary audio, pick your microphone or your headset, whatever you're going to be speaking into. And then in video here, you pick your monitor's resolution, and then down here, you pick the resolution you want to record at. So right now, my monitor's resolution is 1440p, and I want to record at 1440p. If I wanted to downscale it, I could downscale it here to whatever I wanted, like 720p or 1080. Make sure you selected 60 FPS. If your computer can't handle it, you can pick 30. This is the downscale filter. I don't think it matters if you're not downscaling, but there is a chance you are, so I just leave this on the sharpest scaling. You don't really need the hotkeys or advanced, so just click apply, click OK, and then come over here. In scenes, you won't yet have any, so just right click, press add, and call it whatever you want. I'm going to call this gameplay. Then click OK. And now in sources, this is where you add your game. You right click, hover over add, and then game capture. You can call it whatever you want. I'll just call it test. And after pressing OK, you can change this to capture the specific window. And then from the window button here, just click your game. Side note, you will need your game open. So you can see at the bottom, I have no games open right now, so they do not show up here. Even without picking a game, you can click OK, and at any time here, you can come to the window box, click, and it will show all your windows you have open. And now, as you can see, Luna Client shows up there. But there we go, I pick Luna Client, and you might notice, it's a black screen still. But once I click on the game and run it for just a second, and then tab out, there we go, you can see it is rendering the last frame that I played of it. And so if I put Luna into a small screen here, as you can see, it shows up there and it all works fine. Of course, you wouldn't have it windowed like this to actually play, but there we go. All you would do is click start recording here, and it would just record anything that goes on in this window. So if you did really want to play in a small screen like this, you would just drag it to be the full size of the screen. And there we go, this would be your video, but obviously you don't want it that small, you want it to be full screen like that. And this is what it would look like without being in full screen. It would have the black bars. All right, and finally for audio. So down here, when I speak, you can see my levels going upwards. You should have two audio tracks here if you selected them before, your desktop audio and your microphone. Now, if you decide that you don't mind your mic and your desktop audio being on the same audio track, then you don't have to do this step. Then you need to go to one of them, click this cog down here, click Advanced Audio Properties. And now you want to unselect every track from both of them, except one from one and two from another. So just like I've done here. So my desktop audio is on track 1 only, and my mic audio is on track 2 only. And now your audio is separate. So close that. You can click here to start recording, and it will record hopefully lagless if your computer's good enough. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on editing this video or how to actually use the multiple audio tracks that you've just set up. But if you want that and think it's a good idea, maybe I'll do it in the future, who knows. And if your gameplay is lagging at all, I would recommend changing the bitrate and turning it down, or even downscaling to maybe 720p, or if you're trying to do 1440, going down to 1080, because it won't look that different, it's just a nice to have. So yeah, hopefully that was short and informative. If you do want me to make an editing guide or maybe a setup video on like, you know, the hardware behind the software that I use to record, be sure to leave a comment down below. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.